Yeah, beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Beat your addiction, live free. Ralf Friedrichs is who you see. Listen in when you're feeling low. Take back your life, today's show. Stay positive, hope, and keep faith. Stand strong against any odds that you face. Put away the alcohol and the drugs. Fill your time with the things you love. Addiction is tough, but it's worth the work. Treat your body what it's worth. Spread positivity, inspire all. If we stand together, we will never fall. I help others see the other sides of life. A sober life, letting go of the strife. So give me a call, I can help. 1-844-4405-HELP. Homeless shelters, hospitals, jails, wherever you are. I am Ralf Friedrichs and I am here for you. 1-844-405-HELP.
Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and a host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you. Let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You try lifting your lid, but the enormous weight upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You try banging on the lid to unsettle the dirt, and maybe, just maybe, somebody might notice and dig their way down towards you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own, but you don't know where to turn. In reality, there are people by your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that maybe, just maybe, you might overdose and take something away that God had given you, called life? And if that's not selfish enough and you don't care about your life, what about taking your life away from the people that love and care for you most? Mother, your father, brother, sister, husband, wife, children, even your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I just spoke about that went to their grave without seeking help. Instead, pick up the phone and call me at 844-405-HELP. I promise you, I will help you take your life back. For your life is gone. Folks, don't forget to take your slippers off at night and put them under your bed. Not at the edge of your bed, but way under your bed. That way in the morning when you wake up, you'll be forced to get on your knees to go retrieve those slippers. While they're on your knees, utilize the thing I call knee-mail. Knee-mail is when you're on your knees and you ask God for guidance, direction, mercy, and forgiveness. When you thank God for having a home, relationship, food, clothing, health. Knee-mail, K-N-E-E mail, is your personal communication line between you and God each and every morning. Now, while you're on your knees and you're finished with knee-mail, speaking to God, get those slippers on, stand straight up, and walk with God 24/7. I want to talk about the power of hope and recognizing it when it's hopeless. The power of hope and recognizing when it's hopeless. Hope structures your life and anticipation, let's fix this for a minute, of the future and influences how you feel at the present time. Similar to optimism, hope creates a positive mood about expectations, goals, or future situations you might find yourself in. Such mental time travel influences your state of mind and alters your behavior in the present moment. The positive feelings you experience as you look ahead, imagining hopefully what might happen, what you will attain, or who you're going to be, can alter how you currently see yourself. Along with hope comes your prediction that you will be happy, and this can have behavioral consequences upon you. Hope shapes your methods of traversing your current situation. The condition associated with hope, how you think when you are hopeful, are pathways to desired goals and reflect the motivation to pursue goals. Better problem-solving abilities have been found in people who are hopeful when compared with low hope peers, and those who are hopeful have a tendency to be cognitively flexible and able to mentally explore novel situations. Technically, however, hope does not fit the criteria as an emotion you might need to know. These criteria include the concept that emotions are automatic and reflexive. They cause physical and behavioral changes as a result of nervous system responses, and an emotion provides you with immediate information about a situation that can lead you to take action right away. Although the concept of hope does not meet these criteria, papers on subject that have been published in reputable psychological journals have referred to it as an emotional state. Lazarus, 1999, for example, has explored that the role of hope as an emotion as a coping resource against despair. Perhaps hope is better understood as a cognitive that creates this certain mood, a prolonged affective state, lacking the immediacy and intensity of reflexive emotions, yet capable of determining one's outlook on life. Having hope is to imagine a positive outcome. The directive of many motivational principles is to visualize what you want to imagine positive outcome to be in your behavior and unconsciously structured to create them. However, one does not need to turn to quantum explanations in order to account for positive effects of hope. Unconscious thought theory postulates that we are able to process information in our head to get your brain to work on a problem in a non-conscious way that can lead to bursts of insight. Most of the things we do unconsciously processed. Thus, considering your endeavors before bedtime, or even going to bed, or I should say, even going over your to-do list is worthwhile, since your brain is sensitive to your conscious perception of future events, will unconsciously work towards your goals. Clinical drug trials are good examples of the power of hope. In a clinical drug trial, medication is compared with an inactive substance commonly referred to as placebo. Recent studies of antidepressants doubt their efficacy when compared to the placebo in a double-blind, randomized clinical trials. What most notable is that the clinical trials where the placebo is engineered to produce side effects, causing those who take it to believe that they are actually on medication. The efficacy of the placebo is similar to those of the medication in the past. In a discussion of these studies, a friend suggested that rather than referring to as such inactive substances as placebo, they should instead be called hopo, or hope. The way in which a hopeful person handles disappointment differs from those who are not. Even if the present is unpleasant, and the thought of positive future can be stress buffering and reduce the impact of negative events or disappointments, being unrelentingly optimistic about the future helps you recognize that you are adaptable and capable, enabling you to reassure yourself that you can get through this tough time. Having a powerful hope that you will adapt also provides limitless positive version of the future. Those who are hopeful and optimistic can make excuses for negative outcomes, while the pessimist may become resentful or negatively preoccupied. In relationships, there are times when abandoning hope is psychologically healthier than holding on to any hope. There is a co-author of a friend of mine, wrote a situation in their book, and it's called the White Knight Syndrome, rescuing yourself from the need to rescue others. In ending a relationship, relinquishing hope means coming to terms with your failure. In a rescuing relationship, hope may have led you to assume that you could help your partner achieve an expressed goal, be it financial success, sobriety, security, or happiness. Yet despite all your efforts, you could not control whether or not he or she is inclined to pursue your perception of the desirable path. Perhaps your hope was that your partner would become the one you wanted or wished him or her to be, and he or she would need, love, and appreciate you, and you were hoping for that. Relinquishing hope is hard to do, because it means that you have failed to get what you expected from that relationship. The feelings associated with you giving up on a relationship are often the very same emotions you sought to avoid in the first place, including helplessness, despair, depression, or yearning that there are negative counterparts of hope. Yet giving up hope can also be very constructive and positive, depending on how you accept it and your attitude. Giving up hope is sometimes prudent in situations where turning your attention elsewhere is necessary in order to actually achieve your goal. Continuing to pursue a particular direction where you are invariable encounter roadblocks, whether it's in relationships, careers, business venture, can obscure other avenues that may lead to achieving objectives. In our culture, there are particular glamour attributed to those who persist and win in spite of limited hope for success. At the same time, having the strength of recognizing when hope should be relinquished and the courage to acknowledge your hopelessness can point you in the unsullied direction that is accompanied by new hope each and every day. When you see that hope is no longer hopeful, it's a good time to let go of that hope, for at the end of that tunnel, it becomes better. It becomes healthier for you. But let's just go back to what was the title of this particular segment. And at what point do you give up hope? Well, there are certain times where hope is just hopeless. But remember, the power of hope and recognizing when it's hopeless is all in your control. And I hope to God you all had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope and I pray that God protects each and every one while you use the power of prayer each and every day, and may God bless you.
but never got an answer, and wondered if God was really there. Did you feel all hope was gone, but in His time He came along and answered the prayer you thought was gone? There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always knows what's right, even when we think it's wrong. Just remember, there is no prayer too small. Will ask, you shall receive. No matter what it is, I still believe. There is no prayer too small, and even when we fall, He gives us just exactly what we need. There is no prayer too small, for God hears them all. The answer may not be just what you want, but He always Just remember, there is no